EdTech itself is a very cyclical space. So there was plenty of talent turnovers, which resulted in a knowledge gap of sorts. We were a collection of Google Sheets and Google Docs. Seesaw itself had gone through a 5x surge in usage over a year.
We are a relatively small engineering organization, and yet we have a team that's dedicated to all of our infrastructure. And so we're kind of always getting pulled in and feeling spread pretty thin. We probably would see maybe like 20% of someone's time dealing with on-call issues.
One of our first investments was a centralized observability platform. So Datadog, the next set of challenges that it presented was we had too many signals. We still had the problem of like, how do we get to the root cause? We had debated, staffing up more in the DevOps realm, in the SRE realm.
There's not really one human who's just like, hey, here's our 30 microservices. Understand all of them and the potential impacts that they might have in like unforeseen circumstances. And
when systems go down, you no longer have even the heroes that we used to have before are no longer that much in sync with how systems are changing. I would really think about an AI SRE as an investment in how much more time you can give back to your team. Failure to mitigation as fast as possible. And you want that to be as fast as possible to keep customer trust, right? Resources, money you're willing to spend to have a positive image for your brand. You get to a certain scale, you hit the limits of what a single human or group of humans can digest or keep contained in their heads. So from that perspective, I think it's a fantastic investment.
And so one of the things that I was impressed with, this idea that you have your application layer and your code that's running, and then you have your infrastructure layer that's supporting it, like that institutional knowledge of how that interoperates and the correlations between those is often what we're kind of relying on. It at least gives people a leg up and like a little more confidence.
Bacca itself has started acting like a senior SRE the longer we've had it running and watching and listening to our system. That shows maturity and Bacca itself leveling up based on the documentation and discussions, that artifacts that we're creating from past incidents. And that's been phenomenal to watch and experience and derive value out of.
We get a bunch of login attempts, potentially do a lot of damage if it was accessed by someone who didn't want to access it, right? And Bacca had been hanging around long enough. It's picking up on this stuff. Hey, what's login attempt? They all came from the same IP. That was kind of weird, doesn't it? So that's just like connecting some dots, and it's just ticking something off the mental checklist of our on-call engineers, like cognitive burden at that point, right? The average confidence of our on-call engineers, I think, is raised when they have that kind of backup.
It was great to see that Bacca had our back.